Hey buddy, welcome back to the Rebel Chums channel. I got my dinner with me, but I wanted to talk about something that I noticed while I'm eating. Well, why not? So, delicious. My wife just made it. Getting back into Airsoft is amazing. So I had a break of well over, 10 years from last time I played Airsoft. And I played for Airsoft for over 10 years. 11 years to be exact. I played almost every weekend. It was fantastic. I lived in Hong Kong. All the famous Hong Kong airsoft shops are there. So I was shopping with my friends every single weekend, window shopping, buying this, buying that, checking out the new pistols, gun releases, whatever. It's fantastic. It's heaven for airsoft. It's fantastic. They have many indoor and outdoor fields, but I didn't appreciate at that time airsoft as much for what it is because it was a surrogate for me. Because I used to play speedball, paintball, till I couldn't afford it as a student anymore. Competitively, I was playing it, and I went to Hong Kong, started playing airsoft because paintball is illegal there. The caliber is too big, whatever, and it was like, man, it's kind of cool, but it's not really. There was no speed stuff, there was no speed QB, and it didn't have any of the competitive elements. So I was like, I don't know. But now I'm back at it. It's really cool. So I'm playing at this new indoor field called, or new, it's already existing probably a couple of years, but it's new for me because I'm now playing Airsoft in Holland. But it's called Delta Airsoft. It's in an old school building. It's relatively small, to be honest. It's an indoor CQB field. It's basically corridor to corridor fighting. Most engagements are within 2 meters distance from each other, so you can basically smell each other's breath while we're shooting at each other. And it's super exciting because there's unlimited lives every round that they play, and it's just super intensive. Like, I get a massive workout from it. I'm completely exhausted by the end of the evening, and it's just super exciting, and it's really good for snap shooting. Because everybody is using tracers these days, so everybody use the tracer there. So it's really easy to follow the streams of airsoft BBs coming at you and dodging them and trying to snap shoot fight with people. Whereas back in the days, the tracer units were only from Tokyo Marui, I believe, and the BBs were expensive, so nobody really played tracer BBs when I used to play airsoft in Hong Kong. And it was like very special occasions, like overnight games in certain locations once in a blue moon. But besides that, nobody was using tracer units because it was expensive to buy the tracer unit, and the BBs were extremely expensive. So talking about the cost, at the place called Delta Airsoft, I pay $10 a month, and I can play every Wednesday, Thursday, and every Saturday, the last Saturday of the month, basically for free. So it's dirt cheap. All I have to care now for is get my car filled up with gas, so get some change for that, and get enough BBs, and that's it. The BBs are insanely cheap as well. So you pay like $15 for 2,000 BBs, and they last me at least 3, maybe 4 games. For play games or play days, for Wednesdays, I should say. So I'm paying like pennies for the dollar. Is that an announcement? Is that a proper? Do I say it correctly? I don't know. But I'm paying a lot less than I would used to pay for paintball. With paintball, I used to pay a lot of money. And I love playing paintball. I love playing speedball, but it's just financially impossible for me to continue. First of all, another issue is, and that's the one that's huge for me, paintball fields somehow in my country are only open on Sundays, and you have to really search which one are open for a walk-in day and which ones are not. And there's like 1, maybe 2 max a month where you have a walk-on at the same day. The rest of the ones you have to search all the fields across the country where to play and then travel all the way, and it's like 150 km per single trip. So I'm paying gas for 300 km trips, like 3 hour plus drives, and it's just super expensive in terms of gas costs, because in Holland where I live the gas cost is like third most expensive in the entire world. So you can imagine how much money I'm wasting on gas versus actually buying the paintballs and whatnot. And don't get me started on the paintballs. A case of paintballs costs you 45, 50 US dollar as well. And then you have to entry costs. So an outing to play just on paintball is extremely expensive. And that's why I started playing pump paintball, but that kind of get boring over time as well. So nah, imagine how kind of happy I am now getting back into airsoft. I mean, another benefits is huge. These BBs that I'll buy, they have an unlimited shelf time. So if I buy a few of these bags of paintball airsoft BBs, let's say I buy 10k worth of BBs, store them in my closet, I don't have to think about buying BBs for the rest of the year. I just have them. And I can just, use it whenever I want. Whatever field I go to, nobody will complain about the BBs I'm using. With paintballs, it's a very different story. Every paintball field basically dictates you need to buy our paintballs at our field. So you have to buy a case of their paintballs, $45 or something like that. So you cannot buy a skit or a whole pallet in a fence and have them sitting in home in a safely well guarded environment that has no sunlight, has the right temperature, and even then after a couple of months those paintballs become less fresh and stale, and then they lose their accuracy and they start to get a weird shape inaccuracies, and it's a bitch to store paintballs for a long period of time and properly. So that's also a disadvantage, because you have to go to the paintball field and you have to have like 50-60 euro ready cash or ready from the pin card to pay for that single Sunday that you want to play. Whereas with airsoft, I literally can play 2 days a week for the same price as one time playing paintball, which to me is a no-brainer, absolutely no-brainer. Despite loving paintball, working at a paintball field, I just have to say the cost aspect of it and the convenience of paintballs versus BBs is just huge. So let me know in the comments what you think about it. Do you agree with that? Do you not agree with that? There's so many advantages to paintball as well. Actually, I still prefer playing paintball over airsoft, but at the end of the day, got a couple of kids. Have to be realistic about my wallet and what is inside of it. Airsoft is the way to go for me. So yeah, let me know what you think about it. And hopefully you see you next video. I'm gonna finish this food because it's delicious. Take care.